Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with the professor.
Wrestling.
Dave, I have a special announcement.
Yeah?
The Publix chicken tender subs are on sale this week.
I might be stopping by there on the way home. All week, though.
All week, so you have some time.
Yeah. I don't have to rush.
No, you do not.
Awesome. That is the best sub.
That's my special announcement just so far.
Right on.
We are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous. So subscribe to our YouTube page. We are working on new content. We swear it. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think. Provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all, spread the word, and join in the discussion because we want to be a community.
Yeah. And Taco Bell famous also.
And Taco Bell
Drive-through Taco Bell famous at this point.
We still can't get, what is it? Yeah, you still can't go inside on the ones that we go to, so that's always a bummer.
But we like to debrief after every show and kind of get in talking points.
Right. Now we just have to do it on the car ride, so
yeah,
one day we'll get there. We have some news. We are working on a new logo.
It's almost there. I think after today we got to discuss a few finer points of the logo itself. And then hopefully in the next couple weeks.
Right there.
Or maybe we should wait till the first of the year.
Right. Bring it in for the first of the year and
Yeah.
then people will see it. So I think that'll be cool.
Yes.
Who's this week's sponsor?
Oh, Ben Owens Music is this week's sponsor. And then, but are we going to go back to two other points in here?
Oh, you got more points.
I got more. I mean, we talked about it in the pre-show.
Gotcha. All right. What you
All
got?
right. We're going to be dropping content.
Yes, we are.
Because we went from Southern States Championship Wrestling. We got out there, and I think as more promotions come back, we want to kind of do some of those kind of shoot interviews, quick in and out stuff, adding content. And then we need to investigate Spinebusters, what's going on with Spinebuster.
Right. I've seen Preston Paradise roaming around. He's now a part of a faction called Privilege.
Yeah.
What does that mean for AMH?
Yes.
Some questions to ask.
And then also we got some exciting news. It looks like Solid Rock Championship Wrestling and both Southern States Championship Wrestling are going to be doing more than just kind of an annual show. It looks like it's going to be quarterly, so 4 times a year. As some promotions have gone away due to, obviously, the COVID situation, we're seeing some kind of fill in those spots, but we still see, SWA going strong and Continental kicking out, and, of course, Georgia Independent.
So it's pretty cool to see new promotion. Well, not new, but more promotions come back to the southern area.
And I think because the last 2 weekends we've gone to shows, it's been pretty packed.
Right. There's a need for wrestling in this area.
Yes.
And they're really helping fill it. So
now I guess now we can talk about this week's sponsor.
This week's sponsor is
Ben Owens Music. Jump the gun a little bit.
There we go.
Hi, this is Dave from the Professors of Wrestling. I'm at 1803 Plum Street, home of Ben Owens Music, where they've got basses, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, violins, keyboards, guitar pedals, amps, instrument repair, guitar, drum, and piano lessons. Learn from the experts. Ben Owens Music, Valdosta's music store.
And we're back. So we have some talking points.
Yes, we do. And we got one just texted us that we'll add on towards the end there.
Okay. This first one comes from Bryce Cannon. He wants a segment based on the evolution and greatness. That is the frat daddy, Bryce Cannon.
And I think also the message I put out there on the social medias is hey, what questions, comments, and things maybe we should do in the future on the show. So obviously there's a couple of these comments. That's one of them is the frat daddy would like an in-depth expose segment. I don't know.
I mean, I remember when he was losing to Hunter Young.
Yeah.
Then he was losing Frank Vowdy.
Yeah.
Then he was sending out other wrestlers to wrestle Frank Vowdy.
Yeah.
So, the evolution early on was he couldn't win.
Right.
But now you got to respect the talent.
Yeah, he's got a lot of belts. I don't think
Him and Exotic Youth are tearing it up.
Yes, they are. You got to take your cap off to that.
Right.
You don't have to like it, but you have to acknowledge it.
So I definitely see the evolution of where he was to where he is right now. He's gone through some tag teams for sure. Definitely gone through some tag teams. So we'll see where he is now and how long Exotic Youth will last.
Right on. Do you want to tag on this Aiden Knight's comment?
Aiden Knight wanted to thank Brooks Robinson for everything he has contributed to the independents here in South Georgia. He was the first to give Aiden a chance to do what he does, and he wouldn't be the performer he is today without the contributions to his career.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that as both talking about Solid Rock and Southern States. And then I'm just going to add this one. This came on just under the wire. Jamie Brumbley wrote, go over Hardcore Brooks's career. Every retirement needs a career highlights reel afterwards.
I think that's possible. I think I have enough footage of Brooks over the years to make that happen. From when he was, doing lottery tickets and trying to get his schedule and contract for that first anti-bullying event we went to.
Oh, yeah. That was so long ago.
Yeah, so I was going through the footage to make sure that I had enough for this week. So that's going to be a thing.
Right on. So what's the next comment we got there? Oh, Diamond Duke tapped in.
Yeah.
Duke is a fan of Trashville. That's a reference to Nashville, Georgia, which was the last show that we went to there. And noticing there's a lot of love for the Diamond Club and the Diamond Dynasty. I just want to thank every fan. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Right.
There's a little bit more heat
There's
than love.
people are starting to notice the
Yeah.
Diamond Club.
They're trying to dig that. What do you call it? The coal mine?
The Coal Miners Club, because they still don't have any. Well, he's buying talent with belts, so he hasn't really seen a client through.
So would you call it the Cubic Zirconium Club? Or is that what those fake diamonds are called?
That's what they are called.
Yes.
Sorry, but yeah, that's where they're moving up slowly.
Right on. And Chip Williams, we met him at Solid Rock, right?
We did. That was pretty cool.
And we've gone back and forth the message. So it's always nice to meet everybody out there. Be great if you could all do an episode on the ironically themed the Diamond Club and the stable, the stable of Diamond Duke is building. I hear great things about them. Obviously, Chip's been brainwashed.
Sipping the Kool-Aid.
Maybe Diamond Duke has slipped him some of the green, some of the lettuce.
Right.
Some of the Benjamins right there. I don't know if that was, we pulled it off. I don't know if he paid for that or not.
I don't know how long that episode would last to talk about the great things about them.
That's very true.
But who knows? Maybe it'd last a minute.
Mm-hmm.
This one comes from, what is it? We got Mayor Russell.
Mayor Russell messages.
What did he say?
He said every fan's favorite elected official. He would like a segment on Mayor Russell.
That's true. I mean, everyone likes, when you have to put it up there in terms of managers, Mayor Russell.
Maybe we should do a whole episode of managers.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Just to see all the managers in South Georgia. How do they operate? I think you'd find pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's our talking points for today, just so far. One of the other things that happened on Twitter, as I was telling you before the show, Bryce Cannon versus the new reality sensation, Wyatt O'Connor.
Yeah.
He was talking about how Wyatt O'Connor stole his design.
Ooh.
They put it face, what is it? He put his design back.
It was a comparison.
Right.
An A/B.
And it's pretty similar. So Diamond Duke, I don't know. Maybe you got to pay that copyright infringement.
That's some IP issues.
Yeah. So that's something to think about. Maybe, they'll duke it out.
Yeah.
See where they are now.
Another hardcore match?
Hopefully.
I don't know.
But let's dive into some of these promotions.
Start off with Solid Rock.
Solid Rock it is. We went to Solid Rock for their anti-bullying event, which is always a great time.
I think it was the first one since the COVID.
Right, since COVID, because we went to the,
I think the first or second one.
Right. First match was interesting. It was the Flying Michael Walker versus Wyatt O'Connor. In this case, you would see throughout most of this night the Diamond Club in effect. Like
Yeah.
every member.
Like a parasite.
Right. They invaded the show.
Yeah.
In this one, you saw Wyatt O'Connor take off from where we had seen him in Spinebuster. He wasn't as, I guess, ring rust to where you would see it. You saw definite growth in the Flying Michael Walker. I thought from when we first saw him, people were calling him Screech.
Yeah.
And so now you saw a little bit more of a respect for the character.
I think those people that are sorry to interrupt, people that are not as like big and bulky but are kind of tall and wiry, they got to work. He was much more of a high flyer and use that agility to his advantage. And because not that Wyatt O'Connor is like a giant by any stretch of the means, but Flying Michael Walker obviously uses his weaknesses to his advantages.
Right. Throughout the match, you would see that Diamond Duke would try to interfere with some kind of,
Shenanigans.
But on the sidelines, we had something pretty interesting happen. Shotgun Charlie Walker came in to help.
Yes.
Came in to help and made sure that Diamond Duke couldn't get any interference. But to much of our demise, Wyatt O'Connor won.
I'm interested to see where that storyline goes.
Shotgun versus Diamond Duke.
Yeah.
Will it finish with them in the ring together?
Yeah. It's like what's gonna happen with that?
Yeah. I feel like Duke can take a bump.
Yeah. We've seen him take them before.
Right. Shotgun, I don't know so much.
Yeah. A little concerned.
This next one, because over the night there was this whole tournament for the SRCW Heavyweight Championship. So in this first semifinals, it was the Dealer, Vernon Black, versus Mr. Saturday Night, Jared Michaels. Now, you and I have talked to Jared a few times in the past. So we had the interview with him. We talked to him at shows about going into these kind of championship matches. Mentally, you got to always think in this case that it's Saturday night, so the show's ready to start. So he's going to be the guy to pull this off. But
Yeah.
Vernon Black.
But also, I think you have to add it's a tournament, so
Right.
it's also same day tournament. So it's not like you wrestle and then you come back the next week or the next day. You've got to whatever bumps and bruises you take in the ring that day, you got to take it into the next round.
And do you think that just where he was positioned, I feel like he had a little bit of an advantage?
I would agree. We'll talk about that in the next round when we get into the other people. But we go in there, we see Vernon Reed, who's he's got a few tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, he doesn't really. With Vernon Black at your corner, you're going to see some boots. He's not one to play on the outside of the ring, which I kind of appreciate when you're going to see these wrestling matches. He's going to stick to the inside, and he's going to make sure that it's a fight all the way through.
But were you surprised who won this match at the end of the day?
No, I think Jared Michaels in this run of what we've seen is definitely proving that he should be one of those people that you think about when it comes to champions in South Georgia. So we all have those names of people that you think of when you say, well, who's a good champion? I think he's definitely proving that he's working his way up there.
Right on. And then that took us right to TCC versus the Society for the Southern Rock Championship Wrestling Tag Team Belt match. That sounded really awkward, but it was there was a title on the line is what I was trying to say.
Good job, Dave. Good
No
job.
problem. And
This one's always something for me.
yeah.
Chungus.
Yeah.
Everyone in the crowd calls him Fungus.
Yeah.
And then no one likes Hollywood Star to
No.
save his life.
No.
So TCC is always great to see. I think as we talk about every time we see their name.
I think we first saw them when we went to Alabama.
Right. So just to get to see them consistently is pretty cool when they travel.
Yeah. And it was a double count out. And what happens with a double count out? Belt doesn't change.
Belt doesn't change. I think I got, the Society.
Held it out of because it's a double count out right there. So
Dang. Next, what we got, because who else came out? Spider was there.
yeah.
That was the
Surprise.
surprise. I'm surprised.
There was a couple surprises there
Yeah.
at that Solid Rock card.
Ray Drew, because it then came into Kings of Hollywood versus the team of Southern Assassin Ryan James, former UGA/NFL star Ray Drew, and the return of the Dragon Lee Savage.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Lee Savage since Wrestling with a Message kind of match.
Yeah.
And in that one, he was more of a heel than a face
Yeah.
at that point. But there was something super, super special about this. The world was introduced to Professor Von Nada.
Yes.
He gave us a balloon.
Yes. That we shared with some kids in front of us.
Yeah, very nice of you, Dave, to give her only a balloon away.
Well, they're going to get more enjoyment out of it than we would.
Yes, we would. This one, we talked back to managers of South Georgia.
Yeah.
Mayor Russell was there the whole time. Professor Von Nada was Von Nada. He was not there.
He was kind of nada.
Not a factor.
Yeah.
He was something. I was expecting more for him to be out there, but the kids loved him. You know, as long as you give balloons away.
You can get balloons, toys, candy, whatever. They're easily influenced.
Kings of Hollywood, still same antics as they always do when they go into the ring. They're more about fighting on the outside, waiting, not really trying to win throughout a match.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you finally get them in, you hope to see more out of it.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a favorite member, if you just had to pick
Of Kings of Hollywood?
Kings of Hollywood.
Probably Spider.
Spider?
Yeah.
He's a great.
I think we've been a supporter of Spider from the beginning. We're not shy about that. I mean, we have our favorites. I think we'd be lying if we said, hey, there's certain people that we prefer over others.
True. We need Spider to win a belt.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or maybe he needs to buy a belt.
Maybe he needs to buy a belt.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing. I see people walking around with belts, and I'm just like, how do you get all these belts?
Yeah.
So it's always great to see Ryan James, because as he's growing into this championship mentality,
Yeah.
you see the swagger. The swagger is there. The athleticism is still maintaining. So that's always cool to see in that sense. And Ray Drew, for his moments of where he comes in, he's going to give you
his limited experience in the ring.
Right. He's going to give you the spear, and that's going to be pretty cool. This one, so the winners of that match was Ryan James, Ray Drew, and Lee Savage.
Yes.
This next one, second to last match of his career, Hardcore Brooks Robinson versus Jay Salvation. It's a farewell match in the city of
Thomasville.
So great.
I gotcha.
We saw this one. I was surprised. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
To see Brooks back into the ring.
I was too, because I've had discussions with him and aware of like his bump card was I was informed. He told me his bump card was full, and I'll just put it in that way. We were talking about wrestling school and why he stepped out is he had health issues. They're due to take the hits and the bumps that you take in the ring.
So to see him back in the ring was pretty. It's courageous.
Yeah.
But you also have to look and be like, all right, how much can you really do?
Yeah.
And he held his own, I would say, for the 10, 15 minutes that he was in there against Jay Salvation. And I think the first time we met Jay was in Pavo.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 2 years ago. And he was just someone working the ring at that point. But to see him now inside the ring, being a face, you saw the crowd definitely into what he was doing. And
I think people had seen Brooks around for years when he was running his promotion and all the work, because it was basically with fundraisers.
Right.
It wasn't like he was looking to make bucks off it, cover expenses, and then go to whatever charity it was at the time. So,
winner of this, Hardcore Brooks.
Yeah, but I think this is the point we got to talk about the lack of security.
Yeah, security is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. We try to keep it PG here.
Right.
The lack of security caused a problem because Wyatt O'Connor and Diamond Duke.
They just started to rail on him.
Yeah.
With a chair.
Well, they're having a moment like this is it. He's kind of got people
talking.
Yeah.
And then there goes Wyatt O'Connor, sneaks right in.
Yep.
Slams him. Not slams him, but hits him with the chair.
Bust up his knee.
It seems like Diamond Duke or the Diamond Club can't really win without an advantage.
I mean, the pictures say it all if you check out our Facebook page. That's a plug, by the way.
Right. Please like and subscribe.
Which takes us to an interesting story where it kind of got dealt with at Southern States, which we'll talk about here in just a few. But the next match, one of our favorites, Eddie Honcho.
Eddie Honcho.
versus Johnny Romano, which we had not seen in forever and a day, in a blindfold match.
The pop star was out there and active. I thought this one was... I've never seen this one before, I won't lie to you.
Right.
So this one is something of, you got to get the crowd into it.
Yeah.
And if the crowd's not really into it, then
It's rough.
it's very rough. Because you have those moments of where they have to...
Find each other.
Right. And if the crowd's not going to help you, then do something crazy, and then hopefully they get into it.
100%. Which, like, okay, eventually, we go through some things happen in the ring.
Johnny Romano was a cheater.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I think you're jumping in a little bit. But there was an issue coming in, and then Johnny Romano's kid jumped in the ring, and then that kid was in peril and danger, and Landon Lashley came out to help out.
To help.
And then Johnny Romano, I don't know what's in his head. I don't know what he's thinking. Lashes out and kind of beats him down. And that led to, so you guys got a beef. Squash it at Southern States Championship Wrestling. But it doesn't end there.
No.
Landon was cutting a promo, doing some advertisements for a local furniture company. They don't advertise here, so we're not going to drop their name.
Nice.
And they had their mascot, and lo and behold, hiding behind the mascot was Johnny Romano, and a brawl ensued, and there was cleaning solution left somewhere within the building where it's happened, and it blinded Landon. So that led to, we'll talk about what the stipulation to the match that they had. But yeah, there was a bit of a blinding.
Can you believe that? That's crazy for me. You're gonna.
That's
blind.
not very pop star-ish.
It's not at all.
No.
What are you doing? Especially after an anti-bullying event.
Yeah. You think, what type of lesson does that teach the kids?
It does teach you to blind. An eye for an eye.
No. I'm saying no, that's a bad.
Right.
Bad. Don't do that, kids.
Don't do it.
Which the next match was the Nashville Nightmare. Words are hard, kids. The Nashville Nightmare, Chris Helms versus Storm Thomas. Which last time we saw Storm Thomas was the Pavo and that outdoor festival thing.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And we've seen him on a AEW After Dark.
We have. So we've been we watch.
Yeah.
And the brand is still moving up. I remember from that speech of this is the new Storm.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard the speech, and you all have heard the speech. And you got to think about what's new. What's new at Storm Thomas?
That's a good question.
And sorry, I broached this on to you, Dave.
Yeah.
When we start to think about it, this new Storm Thomas, we still have the Superman punch.
Yeah.
We still have I come out, spit water,
Yeah.
walk to the ring.
So it sounds like you say you're new,
but you're still doing the same.
reinvent yourself.
Right.
And we've seen a lot of reinvention. We actually had a conversation where we were talking about a wrestler, how they reinvented themselves in the local area, and then you're seeing how they're reaping from those benefits.
Right. So new gimmick or new growth from it. Not to say he's not bad. He's
No.
a great wrestler.
Fans love him.
Love him. Same gimmick.
Yeah.
So where do we take this into this Chris Helms versus Storm Thomas match? You have the idea of Storm Thomas is going to make sure that his opponent looks well.
Yeah.
You're going to get your 5 minutes of true fame. You're beating on Storm Thomas. And then at that exact moment of where you think you may have it, Storm's going to come back.
Yeah.
Storm always wins. So the crowd has to get hyping. Storm. And then finally, Storm's going to put you down.
Yeah.
This leads you. He wins. He actually wins tonight, and he'd have to face Jared Michaels in, I guess, about 15 minutes. Well, no, it was right after.
Yeah, it was right after. And he was injured.
He was injured. Chris Helms was no joke.
So, to counter that, maybe this is where we see the resolve and then be able to come back quickly after a pretty physical match with Chris Helms,
Yeah.
on that. So hats off for that.
Hats off to that. Good job, Storm.
Yes, yeah.
We'll still scream the name.
Well, so we'll participate. He had new merch.
Yeah, he did.
So we got to give him that. But so we get into the final for the Southern Rock Championship Heavyweight Belt against Jared Michaels versus Storm Thomas. Thoughts?
Thoughts on this one? I was worried that Storm Thomas would win.
Yeah.
Because, as I just said, Storm always wins. And Jared Michaels, we've seen him wrestle a whole host of opponents. So how would he stand up against the crowd's most fan favorite? And for me, I was very excited to see how this one went down, in the sense that Jared Michaels proved that he is, I would say, South Georgia's champ.
Is he the new South Georgia champ?
I'd say for South Georgia, when we think of our heavyweight champions,
Yeah.
I'd put him up there in top 3
Okay.
for me. No pressure, Dave.
No pressure at all. I think maybe that leads to discussion. Is maybe we need to get into this discussion of like what it is to be a heavyweight champion in South Georgia and what that represents. Maybe
You got to fight every night. I think you can't be someone who is going to take a show off.
Yeah.
So if it's a weekend and you're out there defending that belt, you're constantly doing it. Because that's how it's.
So you're a fighting champion.
You're a fighting champion, and that, I think, represents where we are. Think of Preston Veston, who for, I would say, 3 to 4 months was constantly wrestling
Yeah.
after he had won that belt. That's just me.
Fair enough.
Fans may disagree.
So we see Michaels wins the Storm Thomas battle.
Yeah.
There one. And that leads us to the final, the 15-person battle royal, or man, whatever you want to say.
This person would go on to be the number 1 contender for Jared Michaels' SRCW championship.
Yes.
We saw people from Wyatt O'Connor. We saw most of the people that were in the back. Ray Drew was in there at one point. Eddie.
Part of Scrotus.
Scrotus. Scrotus was there. Dan Line, yeah.
Yep.
And we thought, in this case, when you think of a battle royal, where do your eyes naturally go? Like, do you have a set of places where you have to?
It's just hard because there's just so much action going on, and you're just like kind of scanning the ring back and forth, and you find something that's going on between 2 or 3 people, depending on what's going on, and just focus because you can't. There's so much. It's a lot of overload.
Yeah, we saw some smooth cheaters. Popstar didn't want to enter the ring just when he was called, so he sat on the outside. Eddie Honcho did some, going under. And then, one of the things that you talked about and what we have here is O'Connor.
Yeah.
Wyatt O'Connor rolling under the ring.
Yeah.
Or under the ropes.
And then allegedly being injured.
Allegedly. Like, he had people working on him to the last minute.
Yeah.
And then finally, he just ran right back down.
And apparently it looked like Landon Lashley was going to win the battle royal.
Right.
Comes in, slides it open, throws him over the top rope. Boom. Wyatt O'Connor then becomes the number 1 contender for the heavyweight belt for Solid Rock.
That's going to be exciting to see. I don't know when their next event will be, but Wyatt O'Connor versus Jared Michaels, or do you think, we talked to Wyatt, and he said whenever he chooses.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll choose it at the next?
I think it's going to be some game planning from the Diamond Club, because I don't think he can do it by himself.
Gotcha.
I think he's going to need. I mean, are you going to be surprised that there's going to be outside interference?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's the Diamond Club way.
So it was a great show overall.
I would definitely go back.
Definitely looking forward to whenever the next one's going to be. Hopefully early in 2022.
Yep.
Sometime. Which takes us to Southern States, where we saw some of the storylines continue over. We saw the return again of Lee Savage and Logan Steele, which we had not seen in I say that, but I forget. Oh yeah, COVID. 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's probably an SWA maybe, or it could have been Spinebuster.
I think I saw it was Night of Champions, him versus Dark Rage.
Okay.
And that was the last time I had seen him.
So it was a great opening bout at Southern States. Again, great crowd.
Definitely packed out.
Yeah.
For a Friday night.
Yeah. In Nashville, Georgia. And we see, and guess who was, guess who won? Logan Steele, fan favorite.
Yeah.
Come into it. And then somebody next bout, our person, one of our favorite, would you say Eddie Honcho?
I'm liking what Eddie Honcho is doing. At one point, he was a part of that frat party, but now he has to go his own way.
Yeah.
And he's definitely doing better, I would say, than he was when he was a part of the frat party.
So this bout was pretty tough because he was fighting Big Andy.
Big Andy.
He was big.
And you could see Eddie Honcho goes to like pick him up, and he's like, he can't do it. So
He was like 300, 325.
Yeah.
He's a big kid.
And Big Andy is basically manhandling
Yeah.
Eddie Honcho around that ring. And he's agile. Like,
Yeah.
he's running. I mean,
Yeah, Eddie Eddie difficult to get, and end of the day, Big Andy was just too much for the what does he call himself, the Pillsbury Playboy
Yeah.
there, which we go into the blindfold match, which is almost like and that's because Johnny Romano blinded Landon Lashley.
Man. This one was pretty cool because you got to talk to him beforehand,
Yeah.
and you saw the spirits of Landon Lashley. I mean, he felt like he could still wrestle that day.
His whole spirit was there all night, which is amazingly after something as dramatic as that happens.
Right. I was surprised the fans weren't more upset with Johnny Romano or booing him.
There was a lot of Johnny Romano fans, surprisingly.
A lot, which is strange.
Well, it's not strange, but that's a whole other discussion we can have off the podcast.
Gotcha.
But at the end of the day,
Landon Lashley wins.
yes.
He knew what to do. I mean, you can blindfolded, one eye, both eyes. He's still going to win that match. Cheaters never prosper, kids.
No. Which took us to a tag team championship belt round with the Tradition.
New members of the Diamond Club, I would say, or the Diamond.
He was with them. I don't know what that affiliation. It was not made clear.
Right.
There's an association. There's an alliance.
He was holding their belts, so maybe.
And their robes.
Yeah. He was working.
And then it was Bravo, and then Dante Steele, which exciting to see him back.
Yes. What's crazy, and I guess because we usually sit in the back when we're here in Valdosta.
We sit in the back everywhere, though.
Everywhere. But this time we were able to feel the fire.
Yeah.
And I was just like, geez, that is hot.
Yeah, he's got a good intro.
Right.
Good, like, coming out to the ring.
Throughout most of it, I thought Dante still held his own because he was going up against, I think it was
Some heavyweights.
Some heavyweights. I mean, that's always a hard situation.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever there's Diamond Duke on the sidelines, you're going to see some antics.
So we see the Tradition hold on to their belts.
Yeah.
And then we see him in the ring, and then all of a sudden Bravo
turns on Dante Steele.
And then guess who rolls in the ring?
Diamond Duke.
And then brandishing a T-shirt, and looks like Bravo as a new member of the Diamond Club.
Right. Where can we? I wonder if we can get shirts too. Where, like, I don't know, Diamond Club.
What would we be though?
No, for like the Diamond Club.
Oh, I thought we'd create our own.
Cool. I mean, I guess we can do that too.
We can create our own faction.
Yeah, we don't need Diamond Club shirts.
We're not joiners.
We are not.
We're not joiners on there. So we see that, and it's going to be interesting to see who else he's going to bring into. I mean, what's the point as a faction that's too big?
I think it shouldn't go over 5.
We'll see. We'll see if Diamond Duke's a little too greedy.
Right. Where's those funds coming?
What's that?
Where are those funds coming from?
Yeah. Like he's got a bunch of NFTs.
Yeah.
He bought into the GameStop controversy.
That is true.
So that led us into the hardcore match between Hardcore Brooks, which was his final match, versus the reality superstar, Wyatt O'Connor.
I couldn't have asked for a better match.
I think for a final match, it was pretty awesome.
Right. Through the barbed wires, the chairs, the pans, outside of the ring. And you know I hate when they just go outside of the ring to where you can't see anything.
Yeah.
But they made sure that every person was able to enjoy that show. And I think that's important. I think from a standpoint going into it, Wyatt O'Connor was like, yeah, he's my teacher, but it's time for the legends to move.
But I think they thought, I think you're jumping the gun a little bit here. Let me interrupt. Is they thought they had injured Brooks so much. He was just going to be a lame duck, and it was just going to be an easy 1, 2, 3. And a hardcore match, no DQ, no rules. Of course, Diamond Duke's got to get involved.
Right.
So he's got to be chiseling away in there. But
he was handcuffed at one point.
Yeah, well, but looks like Brooks took notes from Wyatt's antics at Solid Rock and pulled the okey doke on him.
Came out in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Really hamming it up.
Sat down in that chair.
And got up, and when they were like making fun of him, took control.
Right. So it was a good match for a finals.
Yeah.
I think the crowd was it's always great to know that the crowd really appreciates what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there, from the thank you Brooks chants, it's super important.
I think not only, obviously these in-ring things have been the last 2 weeks, and it's been several years since he's been in the ring, but I think it's what he's done in the wrestling community, like putting on shows as a producer of them, running a promotion, but also getting people involved and helping train them and get this young talent in a thing. So it's not just one thing why I think people appreciate for what Brooks has done.
Yeah. So thank you, Brooks.
And in case we didn't make it clear, Brooks won.
Yeah, Brooks won. Yeah.
Brooks won.
Wyatt O'Connor.
Look for a little, we get a little interview before show.
Right.
There. Which took us to JT Taylor.
Is back after 5 years.
Yes.
I don't know why I got excited, but it's like pretty high.
He had a hype intro.
He did.
And people were like super excited. There was like a bunch of people in front of us who were like JT. So he's part of the community. So
he just had inducted his father into the Hall of Fame.
Their honors hall.
Yep. So I thought that was important, and he's coming back and he's facing Pure Goodness.
Yes.
That's a tough comeback, and you haven't wrestled in 5 years.
Yeah.
And your first match is Pure Goodness.
Yeah. And I think we know to expect from Pure Goodness.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the ring. Pure strength. He's gonna try to.
He's like a power lifter. He's built like a power lifter.
Right. So he's gonna try to outmuscle you for a good portion of that match.
And we see people try to, when they run the ropes and try to knock him down, it's like running into a wall.
But JT Taylor, throughout most of this match, he held his own,
mm-hmm.
and it was great to see him back, and to also see that tribute to, to his dad.
Yeah.
Because even after he won the match, you still see the
emotions.
You see the video cut through of his dad up there on the screen,
mm-hmm.
and then we'll have to see Jonathan Wells appeared out of nowhere after that match.
Yeah.
Giving a speech. Colin is talking about the fat baby. I mean, he was going off at his family. Yeah. Saying that he's going to...
Yeah. Because, JT Taylor won the match.
Right.
And then he comes out there and is like, hey, you've been away. And apparently there's some heat between those two.
I liked how they gave theirs a name, like the dance. I thought it definitely fit the moment
mm-hmm.
of what this was going through.
So that was, I think that's going to be an interesting storyline of how that's going to be resolved, if it is ever going to be resolved at the end of the day.
Definitely go and make sure, and as we're talking about this, make sure that you follow them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at their social media game, and they're definitely posting all these promos and getting that out there.
It helps keep it going on. If you weren't at the Solid Rock thing, helped one get the storyline, what's going on, but also why is this matchup happening? So it's not coming in cold,
right?
Which was super helpful.
Yeah.
So we saw Mr. Jared Michaels
versus Rob Justice, and we have to preface this on. This was on a Friday night, so Mr. Saturday Night was a day early.
Yeah.
So I guess this didn't really work for him. He only wrestles well on Saturdays.
Yeah. He wrestled well.
Yeah.
Just not as well as he probably would on a Saturday night.
To win.
Yeah.
Right. This one, he ran fast. This was a fast-paced match throughout most between him and Rob Justice.
And we saw the ref get injured. We saw another ref come in.
And then that ref got thrown away.
Yeah.
It was
a lot going on.
Yeah. Had to know where you keep your eyes.
So by the end of the day, Rob Justice upheld the belt that he brought into that was up for grabs. So we'll see what happens.
Right.
And that, which brings us to the final bout of the night, which was another battle royale.
This one was quick.
Yes, quick one, and it looked like I'm drawing a blank.
Jonathan
Wells win it, but apparently there was a surprise wild card entry.
Leave it up to the commissioner to always throw you a wild card.
Yeah. JT Taylor comes in, takes care of business.
And then he said, believe it or not, you would think that he would want to go after the champ
Right.
because he just won the Battle Royal. No go. He wants Jonathan Wells in a match. So we'll see what that next match looks like between these two. The history's there.
So we'll be looking forward to something in 2022.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. On that one, maybe we could hype up some of these bouts.
Right.
As some of these promotions come back, we're starting to go, oh, yeah, that's the storyline. And they're doing a good job of keeping the fans up to date with what's going on with their social media. Did you just want to run through SWA's,
Yeah. So
the Bad Moon Rising in Baker County?
in Baker County, it was a true fashion. Kings of Hollywood defeated Flamboyant Funk. Kings of Hollywood remain in a collision course to face Scrotus for that tag team belt. Hopefully, we'll see Scyther and Dan Leiden together at once instead of Gunther. But Gunther's set to come back, so we'll see. Another thing some questions that we were having throughout most of it was that Dan Leiden with Gunther lost
Yeah.
to the pagan psychopath Sanson. You've seen Sanson, right?
Yeah.
Sanson's supposed to be the number one contender for heavyweight championship. Why is he facing Dan Leiden?
I don't know.
Next, we get hired.
That's a commissioner question.
I'm sorry, Commish. Stacey Alexander, the Space Cowboy, facing the new wave champion, the Southern Assassin, Ryan James, with the Mayor Wrestle. This one was pretty interesting because Ryan James was put in a non-title match. Alexander worked the injured leg of Ryan most of the match. As to who hired Alexander, Fungus.
Yeah.
Fungus was that special guy. Came to the ring to distract Ryan, which led to a Ryan James loss. So
He can't buy a break lately.
He cannot. That Kings of Hollywood faction is constantly on him.
Where's the mayor?
That's a 5-on-2 battle.
Just making an observation.
Yeah. One of my favorites, T Gaines versus Avery. I still haven't learned how to say this name.
Yeah. Let me go back.
It's
Look, I'm
Avery.
jumping ahead. Let's just say Avery for now.
Gotcha. I'm going to learn it one day. I'm going to walk
It's
up.
like a Creole, New Orleans,
Right,
South Louisiana name.
T Gaines was looking to cement herself as the number one contender for Jody Morton's, former Roxy Rouge SWA title. Now, we haven't seen Roxy Rouge / Jody in, I'd say, maybe
2 years?
No, I saw her when she won the belt.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I haven't seen her at SWA in about 3-4 months since she won it. So what has she been doing in that sense? So T Gaines dominated Avery and is looking for Jody to show, hopefully, at this next show. Some of the main events, and one of the things that's super important about this is Preston Veston III versus Dark Rage.
Yeah.
The Kings of Hollywood members and Preston Veston made a match for not only the title, but the loser leaves SWA. Now, Preston Veston III is a proud member of the stable of, that is SWA, that locker room.
It's like a stalwart.
Stalwart. Good
Yeah.
word, Dave.
That's why we're the professors.
Right. And to make this match, he wouldn't make it lightly, but in this case, the stipulation was no DQ. Preston lost the title, but now he is no longer on the SWA roster and will have to purchase a ticket to attend future events.
Though we did see him lurking about at Solid Rock.
We did. I thought I'd see him wrestle that night, but he's giving it. He's waiting. After the match, SWA Nation began a movement to reinstate Preston Veston.
We'll see what happens.
Right? Maybe there's a petition that we can all sign,
Yeah.
and the commissioner will do that.
That's how democracy works.
Right. This one is, will this help get Preston back, or will the ruling stand? There was also a briefcase left after the show, and fans want to know what's in it. You got
Does it belong to Marsalis? That's a deep cut. Well, that's
That's all right, Dave.
all right.
The commissioner will have the answer to what's in the briefcase November 20th in Pavo, Georgia. Revolution. This is year 21.
Do you want me to do this one?
Thank you so much, Dave.
All right. Right on. Sorry to throw you that Tarantino reference there. So we get in here November 20th at the Peacock Center in lovely Pavo, Georgia. It's happening. Bell time 7:00.
I think so, yeah.
They didn't tell us, but we'll figure it out. Look on the flyers. Check us out on the Facebook. We'll be posting stuff up. Anyway, scheduled to appear. We don't have the official card right, but of course, the Kings of Hollywood, Hollywood Star, Dark Rage, Chris Spider, and Fungus will be there. The Southern Assassin, Ryan James, with the Mayor of Wrestling. So hopefully, let's just fingers crossed. Let's just hope he gets a W there.
Yes.
He's had a few L's lately. Then we got Scrotus with Gunther, Vince Lewis, James Morrison, the Punkadelics. It looks like they're going to be singles for this one, so it doesn't look like the Punkadelics are back together.
Oh, you don't know, Dave.
No. What?
Dave, they've been beefing.
Oh, between the two brothers. Okay.
Like James Morrison is like heel. Like he's trying to like truly put Vince out to pasture. It's just him and Jody Morton trying to.
That's a terrible brother.
Right.
And I would, with Thanksgiving coming up, I wouldn't want to be at that dinner table.
Me either.
And then the return of Storm Thomas.
Storm.
And he is a fan favorite. People are going to go gaga.
Right, especially in Pavo.
Yeah.
Like that pop is going to be out.
I saw a lot of Storm Thomas t-shirts when we were at Southern States
Right.
just recently. So, on the minds, Eddie Torres
makes his debut.
Yeah.
We've seen him at DCCW, Destiny
Yeah.
Combat Championship Wrestling.
T Gaines
Quadzilla.
and the ref with the rules. I don't know what that means.
It's that guy. He's Andrew.
Oh, yeah, the one that got a little bit salty with you.
Yeah.
When you're trying to provide some, just like he's been getting some hate in the ring, you're like, man, and he kind of got a little bit snappy.
Right. Well, he's returning back to Pavo, and the women of Pavo hate him. So
He kind of puts them in their place sometimes.
right.
So this will be that's happening November 20th at the Peacock Center. Just look for bell time, so I'm gonna say between 6:30 and 7, and then they're returning to Baker County for the brawl on December 4th. That's the same day of Fest Wrestling down in Gainesville, so I'm gonna have some choices to make in Newton, Georgia, and Baker County. So that brings us to the end of our show today.
Ends of the show. We tried to get Whataburger,
Oh man, I was so flipping bummed.
but we'll eat one day together, Dave. I promise you.
I was so looking forward to Whataburger in Thomasville. Well, the reason we didn't stop, there was 4 or 5 school buses of kids, and the line was outside.
Right.
And we're hungry.
We are.
And it would have been quicker just to drive back to the VLD, get some Taco Bell in the drive-thru and eat.
So that's what we did.
Yep.
We are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous. Subscribe to the YouTube page. We are looking for new content for 2022. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. I'm Dorrian. You can find me on Twitter at D2Baber.
I'm Dave, and I'm just a professor on Instagram.
Cool. We'll talk to you later.
Later.